forget you, Barbara.
Ever played Skin the Cat?
Someone's in the back seat! Tell me where you are, John!
Wolfman's got Nards!
Hi guys, my name's Barry and welcome back to the channel. I want to talk about the Requel rules for Scream 6 that's said to us, or said to the audience and the characters in the movie by Mindy at the college. Now we obviously go back to the college in Scream 2 and Randy tells us the rules of a sequel, but Mindy is telling us the rules of a Requel. So they are slightly different because we're living in 2023 now. The rules can change, especially for horror movies, because the genre has evolved or adapted over the last 25 years or so. So obviously times have changed and certain things and rules change within horror movies. Now when it comes to Randy's rules for horror movies in Scream 1, 2 and 3, he does get a lot wrong, but he gets it all intentionally wrong, not from his standpoint, but from a writing standpoint, because Randy is just a film buff. He's watching these horror movies, he sees all the tropes in horror movies, and he sort of reflects that in his rules for real life. But as you know, in films like Scream, the rules that he tells us doesn't actually happen. Like the Virgin doesn't die, the Virgin does die in the films that he's watched. Sydney's not a virgin anymore, so by the rules of Randy, she should have died in Scream 1, however she doesn't. When you say I'll be right back, you won't be back. Stu says I'll be right back, and he did come back. So the rules have changed all the way throughout the films. Same with Scream 2. But Scream 3 is more on the nose because Scream 3 is the end of a trilogy and Randy's rules seem a little bit more forced because they wanted to get Randy in there, of course, but at the same time they're trying to stick to the rules more as these movies progress. And then when it comes to Scream 6, now this is where they get muddled up because it's almost like they're trying to be realistic with the rules that Mindy's given us, because Mindy, unfortunately, the way she's written is so black and white. She is always right, but when it comes to her rules, it's almost like the writers weren't sure or didn't realise that they were wrong. They were trying to write the rules in this film and Mindy was giving us the rules as if Mindy was correct, where in actual fact Mindy was wrong, but they didn't do it in a way that they wanted to make it obviously wrong. They just wanted to shock us and surprise us at the end of the film with people surviving. So when Mindy tells us that in a Requel it's a franchise, and in franchises these days, I'm not saying this word for word, but in a franchise these days, anyone can die. That means the legacy characters can die, the current characters can die, and especially the new characters can die. Now when it comes to the end of Scream 6, it turns out that's not correct for this specific movie, because only the new characters can really die in this new franchise, in this new Requel, because none of the legacy characters died in this movie and none of the current characters died, the core four as you will. None of those people died either. It's almost like the rules of her movie happened already in Scream 5 with Dewey being a legacy character and him dying, and current characters in that movie specifically dying as well. But when you take those rules and put them into Scream 6, none of it's true. And it's a shame because I think the rules had a lot of stakes, and I think not her delivery of the rules was good because that was bad, but the rules themselves were interesting because I thought to myself, okay, we know that new characters are going to die, that's a given, but it means that at least one of the core four are going to die, and at least Gail or at least Kirby are probably going to die as well, and it just didn't happen. It's almost like they've got this plot armor where all the characters in this film are safe because they're popular with fans. That shouldn't happen. Look at Randy. He was a popular character with fans of the original trilogy, but even though he was popular, Kevin Williamson and Wes Craven were like, we know he's popular, that's why his death will make much more of an impact on screen. And it did. But when you look at characters like Mindy, Chad, Tara, Sam, those people are the core four. And I know it's only the second movie in their little trilogy, but in the second movie of our trilogy from back in the day, Randy died. Even characters like Tatum died in the first movie, where you thought she probably could die, but there was still a chance she was going to survive. But then when you look at the core four, it's almost like you know for a fact they're not going to die. Now, yes, they're probably going to kill one or two of them off in the next movie, but I think that's one movie too late. I think the stakes were already high in Scream 6, and they never took the opportunity to do that. And even without that, you're thinking, okay, none of the core four are going to die. Probably one of the legacy characters are going to die again, but they didn't. Kirby and Gale, they had the chance to kill Gale, but they didn't do it. I don't know if that was a creative choice because of what happened to Dewey in the previous movie, but maybe they shouldn't have killed Dewey in the previous movie. Maybe Dewey died one movie too early. I know he died 4 movies too late when it comes to his survival rate, but when you're bringing in this new audience and this new group of characters, I think they've killed people off in the wrong way and let people survive in the wrong manner. So what are your thoughts on that, guys? What do you think of the rules of each Scream movie when they mention the rules in the films? Do you think that they are true to the films that they're in, or do you think they're maybe true to other films within the franchise? Like I said, I think Mindy's rules are more relevant for Scream 5 rather than Scream 6, and if they do bring out new rules for Scream 7, I don't think they're going to be as loose with those rules. I think in Scream 7 they will be more tight knit, like Randy's rules in Scream 3. I think they were more tight knit for the finale of that trilogy. But anyway, guys, leave your comments down below, let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.